alaikum everyone, it's Wu, the Ansaar. Yesterday, first of all I want to say I'm so appreciative of today. It is so pretty outside and not cold. Oh my gosh, it's nice. Alhamdulillah. And it's December 7th. It's my auntie's birthday. Shout out. Congrats on another year. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, one of my sisters and I, because I have a lot of sisters, we were talking yesterday, and just in the conversation, she mentioned how was this n.o.i, this brother from the Nation of Islam, who, he was just being how they are. If you have never encountered a brother from the Nation of Islam, let me tell you, you are missing an event, okay? They are so, they're just like so, what's the word? Like, empowering to a sister. I'm sure it's not just women. They're like just the way they are with brothers and sisters. But gosh, when they see you, they not just like, Salam alaikum sis, whatever. It's like they calling you Nubian queen and all this. You like, ooh, you just feel so good about yourself. And so my sister mentioned to me that she had encountered a brother from the Nation of Islam who, doing that to her. And so this is already had already been a thought many a time in my mind. But if you don't know, black Muslims, right? At least I'm from Northeast Jersey. I told you before, or I've said in another video, that I'm from North New Jersey, born and bred, Brick City. And so there are so many Muslims there, and definitely black Muslims, and Nation of Islam and everything. So we encounter Muslims from everywhere. But so we, what am I trying to say? So there's like Muslims everywhere. So black Muslims, what I see, you hear so many times them dissing the Nation of Islam, like they ain't real Muslims, they this, they that. They said Farah Muhammad was a lying person, all this kind of stuff. Which, me personally, see, this is why I have issues with this. This is why I have issues with people who say that. Number one, Muslims nowadays have not contributed to Islam in this country nowhere near as much as the Nation of Islam has. No Muslims, none of these people who talking smack, they have done nothing individually nor as a group to even touch what the Nation of Islam has done for African Americans and, like I said, for Islam in this country historically, right? Say what you will, whatever. They don't follow the Sunnah. If they do, you don't really know what somebody follows individually, first of all, or what they believe, unless you talk to them and ask them questions. And also, I believe that more people in general, but since I'm talking about the nation right now, even the Nation of Islamers, more of them may come to like the Sunnah as we see it, the Sunnah, if we stop, and I'm gonna say we, even though it's not me in particular, but if we as black Muslims will stop pushing them to the side, dissing them, shunning them, not wanting to talk to them, and all this kind of thing, maybe they would do more to Sunnah. But guess what? You're giving dawah, and you're giving bad dawah in the way that you're acting. And furthermore, honey, the Nation of Islam has it going on, period. I have said many a time that we, black Muslims in the black community, need to adopt ways that they do things. So you have the m.g.ts, the Muslim girls in training. First of all, let me say, my parents were with the Nation of Islam when I was born, so I was very proud to say I was born into the Nation of Islam. Back in 72, they were doing their thing then and they're doing it now. But we need to, man, if you see black Muslims nowadays, and I'm just talking about black Muslims specifically right now, we dying of all kind of stuff. We know nothing about nutrition. We have diabetes. We're losing limbs from diabetes. We have heart disease. We have this. We have that. There's like virtually no camaraderie in the African American Muslim community where I'm from. And there's, like I said, there's a whole lot of Muslims where I'm from in Jersey. And there's no camaraderie. Like, you see the Nation of Islam, they have their newspapers. They're about entrepreneurship. So many of them have their own businesses and stuff like that. They are educated, and they fiercely believe in the education of their women, because hello, the women are the ones who raise the children. So teaching a child, teaching a woman, teaching a female, you're teaching the whole community. You feel me? So they're into that. Also, the women know how to protect themselves. Their men ain't going to be going upside their head, honey, because they going to tussle. If they even if they do, if a man is disrespectful enough to put his hand on his woman, I can't see no m.g.t allowing her husband to hit her up. It's unheard of. Even my mother was first degree black belt in kung fu. My father taught her. So my father was a sensei. He used to teach kung fu, had a dojo and everything. So, my mom's wasn't about that. But see, my father, and after she and my father broke up, my stepfather, they never tried to put their hands on her because they respected her. And so, there's not that I know of. In fact, I didn't even come up in a household when my parents argued in front of us. So that was unheard of. But anyway, so yeah. There's a lot of things about the Nation of Islam that we need to learn from, in my opinion, and incorporate in our lives and inside our communities. As well as, like I said, they really are. They believe in their women going to school. And I mean, if you ever look in like one of the Final Call newspapers, my goodness, I'll be like, go ahead, y'all. I feel good. Even, I'm not a part of Nation Islam. I'm not a part of anybody's sect, okay? I'm Muslim. I have enough trouble trying to stay on point with just the rules that Allah gave me, let alone trying to live up to these crazy maniac people out here who want to do this and do that, don't do this and don't do that. So I'm not down with all that. But when I see them, I feel pride, because I'm like, wow. But it's a bittersweet thing, because I feel pride, but then I'm like seriously? Why I gotta go to a masjid where cats outside the masjid selling drugs? Why I gotta? Because you're not gonna see that around the Nation of Islam. It's not happening. I came up even, we had security outside the masjid. I was with the Nation of Islam, and then I was also with the Ansaar community. And wasn't heard of. We always had like security outside the masjids and stuff like that. And even now, the people, thugs, everybody, they know you're not going to do such and such around where the Nation of Islam people are. And I remember back in the day, I guess they still do this, but like when I was younger in like the 90s and stuff, the Nation of Islam were going into communities, black communities, and they were cleaning them joints up. You're not going to sell your drugs out here to your own people. It's not happening. However, when I go to masjids that are predominantly like African American and stuff, a lot of them, you see that. You see cats like I said, selling drugs in the community. You see them wilding out, around the masjid in particular. There may be an area like in one masjid, y'all who from where I'm from know what I'm talking about, so I don't need to say. But there's one masjid I used to frequent. I actually brought my children up there, alhamdulillah. And there's a sitting area directly across the street where the Muslims and their children sit, and you got, you have people right there in the same little circle, gangbangers and dealing and all this kind of stuff. These little, criminals who looking at our daughters and kicking them with our daughters and all this kind of thing. And the men, we're the men. Like, we're the Muslim men that I came up with. Yo, they wouldn't have been going for that. Move. You don't need to be here. There's a whole block. You can, go and do what you do. But they don't do that. I don't know. It's disheartening, man. That's why I say, when I see the Nation of Islam doing their thing, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. As I said before, I'm proud that my mom was blessed to have learned about the Nation of Islam in the early days of Islam being here. Well, semi-early days of Islam being here in this country. And, and besides Islam, they give they give a sense of community, black community, which we don't have, oh, it's so disheartening. Oh my God, it just kills me. I feel like crying right now. There's no sense of community. We all cliquish and everything, We have a masjid that comes up in the community and, they have it going on. Everybody comments and all of a sudden they get a beef in the masjid. It's like, I'm going to open another masjid. Then they open the masjid, then everybody starts shouting the last masjid. And every 15, 20 years, boom, it happened again. Which just seems like a long time, but it's not. And this is what happens. And so far as I can see, it's just another chain, another link for Willie Lynch. That's what we do. We fight each other. We find ways to stay apart because in our being separate, we will never come together. We will never make a sufficient enough community to not only preserve Islam and to move it forward, but just our communities themselves. I don't know. I'm only talking about black Muslims right now because that's what's on my mind right now. But we just have so many issues. We find every gosh darn way we possibly can to be separated. And it's not Islam that's doing it, it's us. It's again, Willie Lynch, man. That's our reality. We're like crabs in a barrel, as the old folks used to say. Every time you see a crab see one of them making their way to the top to get out, it pulls them back down. And that's what we have. And just because we take Shahada and say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, it ain't nothing in there about loving each other, that we recite when we become Muslim. Although it's implied because you become Muslim. But that's not what we do. We fight each other. We put each other down. It seems to me, we greatly learn things, hadiths and all that kind of thing. We learn things and we sort of kind of a little bit, this much, study just so we can battle each other. It's not like we don't study so that we can get closer to Allah and learn this deen more and develop a really good, deep, solid rapport with Allah. It's so we can say, astaghfirullah, you ain't supposed to be zooming that, sis. That's what we do. It's all about putting each other down and I don't know. And of course, I'm on the outside looking into the Nation of Islam. It's not to say that brothers not at home acting dumb or whatever, or sisters at home acting dumb. People are people. And, the Prophet Islam said that you don't really know somebody until you live with them, you travel with them, or you work with them. So how we present ourselves to the outside world is not necessarily how we present ourselves to our family and our loved ones. Because that's when we get to let our hair down and we just us, So I'm not saying the Nation of Islam brothers, they're like angels. I don't know. What I do know is what I see. And what I see is that they have schools. They teach their own children. They develop jobs and businesses for their own. They teach their women how to take care of their family, not just, going shopping or other things that I'm not going to say because I don't want to put that negativity out there, that stigma, which actually exists. Well, I'm not going to put that out there on the internet, whatever. But, they do things where they are self-sufficient, which we don't have that. We're like straight consumers. We don't have businesses we can go to, or and I'm just generalizing, of course. All black Muslims are not like that. I've had restaurants with my ex-husband and stuff like that. I still do things for the black community. I've, taught reading to people who are illiterate and all kinds of things that I've done for the community. But the thing is, doing it on an individual level does not have the same impact that it will on a larger level. But in order to do that, you have to come together in love and in solidarity. And I know I got issues, and we know you got issues. But so what? This one needs to be done today. Let's do this. And we don't do that. And it's sad. I'm sad about it. It hurts me because I think of not even my children too, but I think of my grandchildren. I always think of my descendants. I always make dua for them and stuff like that. I hope everybody remembers to make dua for your descendants. But I don't know, y'all. I'm sad. I want to be fierce too. I want to, I want all of us to be on point. I don't want people to come here to this country, Muslims come here to this country, and in just some years, they're building their own masjids. They have their own businesses, they have their own communities where stuff. If you're from where I'm from in Jersey, if you go to Patterson, yo, that area where the Muslims have the businesses and everything, I don't know, that's like the Clifton Patterson line on Main Street, or is that the Main Market? Oh my gosh, do you see what they did with that community? It used to be not good. It used to be off the chain. Now all they have is businesses, and all they are constantly making more. They're like building things there. Of course, they have masjids there. You got ICPC, the Islamic Center of Passaic County. There's a few masjids around there, Masjid Omar and stuff like that. But they have their own stuff. And so it hurts me because a lot of people, we're not respected as black people, period, in this country, and certainly as black Muslims, and everybody's looking at us. And I might start sounding like a little unorganized right now because things are flying through my mind. But people are looking at us and they don't have respect for us, They don't have the respect for us that, we should have developed in all the years we've been here in this country, and before emancipation and after emancipation. And if you do any study of us as African and African American Muslims here in this country, our history is deep and our roots are deep and strong. And so to see where we are now, we have regress instead of progress. And people see this. And then of course you have brothers that first things they get, they believe in the community, going to get other sisters and talking smack about us, wouldn't held them up all these years. But so people look at us and it's like, wow, it's a shame, and it's true, it is, wow, it's a shame, and I mean, again, with the nation, because this conversation or this talk has, built upon from them. We're talking about the Nation of Islam and their ways. All you have to do is look at the community. Look at the Nation of Islam community throughout the United States. Look at the Nation of Islam communities, and then look at African American Muslim communities. Where, and I'll say, some places don't have a lot of Muslims at all, let alone black Muslims. But where there's a good presence of African American Muslims, compare and contrast those two things. And that's all you gotta do is look at it. Look at the state of the community, look at the state of the women, look at the state of the children, and you'll see, like, how many of our children are out there gang banging, go to the masjid for Juma, pants all sagged and whatnot, and they out on the block doing their thing. You got young sisters that's having babies, not, married. We have all types of things. We have the same exact issues that we always had as black, well, not always, but that we have as black people. And then, we become Muslim and we just bring that right into Islam with us. And then now it's looked upon as not like a social issue, but like a religious issue, which is not a religious issue, it's social. And, our thinking, how we think. So, yeah, big ups to the Nation of Islam. If any of y'all watching this, I respect y'all greatly. And I just wish that, I hope we can, be together as one community and dialogue and work together. Because, we always trying to work with people who not Muslim, in these interfaith religions and stuff. These interfaith meetings and everything. We want to meet with Jewish people. We want to meet with Christian people, which is all good. But we won't give our own brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam the same properties. Like, why? Why? And we are one. When cops and when people who don't like black folk come down on black folk, they come down on black folk, period. It don't matter if you wear the kimar, it don't matter if you go to the masjid or if you go into a church. It don't matter if you catching the Holy Ghost or, whatever, if you're celebrating the Sabbath on Saturday. It don't matter because you're black. And so we're all one. We have the same issues and we need to come together. And if there's, some people who have a better grasp on certain things, then that's what we need to do. We can help each other. We are one. All right, bye. So that's the end of my rant. Bye.